You'll recall that when I put the neckband on, I had to put it on in two pieces, so I left an entire raglan seam open in the back. This raglan seam is the next thing that needs to be sewed up, and it is sewed up in exactly the same fashion as the other raglan seams that I sewed in the previous video about sewing raglan seams. So I'm going to go in each of these right in the corner, and then I pick up two, and over on this side I pick up two, and I just adjust that, and then I pick up two. As long as it goes straight across for the bind off, then I want to just do this 2, 2, 2 business and keep adjusting it so it's not completely tight. But because it's only a few stitches bound off and then it begins to go up on a slope, as soon as I get over to the slope, which is now, I'm going to go in the same spot and come out in kind of a large hole that is exactly one stitch from the edge. So I want to follow that line, one stitch from the edge, and then I just go in the same way on the other side. It's exactly the same stitch, and then I just proceed to match or stitch up this raglan, which I will do off camera, and then I'll come back and show how this little portion of it needs to be done. Okay, I've sewed the raglan, and now I'm at the neck, and I'm just going to mattress stitch my way around the neck, doing that one stitch mattress stitch, so that it's a little more precise than the picking up 2 bars type mattress stitch. Let me get this first one here, and I'll just do a couple of stitches on each side and then draw up and check the tension. I hope that you'll practice mattress stitching enough that it becomes really easy and relaxing for you. What I'm going to do is mattress stitch all the way around the curve to the inside, and then I'm going to hide the ends. So I'll be back when that's done. Okay, here's how that band looks on the outside at the top of the sleeve, and here's how it looks on the inside. And then I have a few threads to hide, but that's all that was necessary for the knit. The next job is to put in some of the longer seams, and this is the sleeve, and I'm putting the seam in now. Begin with the cuff and mattress stitch from the inside, and then just work all the way around and keep right on going up the sleeve, mattress stitching as you go. Now, after you have completed this project, you're not a beginner anymore. I would love to see photographs of what you've made, and if you send them to me, I'll probably put them on the blog. I'll also answer questions on the blog or comments on YouTube, and I'm interested in suggestions, although I'm just firmly devoted to doing the garter bar lessons next, and then after that to probably starting a series on the ribber, because it's very important to learn to use your ribber. It's a wonderful attachment. So, a few other remarks about this. If you do not have children to knit for, you can knit children's sweaters for charity. There are a lot of children's charities around that are very happy to have nice, newly made garments, especially in fresh, pretty colors. For instance, in my own city, there's a children's shelter that takes children that are in dire straits in their homes and simply have to be removed from the home. For instance, if a parent is arrested and then there's not going to be an adult in the house. So there's that children's shelter. There's a children's home near us, too. Most towns have a battered women's shelter. Most towns have, in addition to that, some kind of a crisis pregnancy shelter. In addition to that, you might want to consider the Guidepost Sweater Project. You can look that one up online, and they are sending sweaters all around the world, thousands and thousands of hand-knit sweaters going to little children all over the place. So that's really a fun one to look up and read about. They have a simple t-shirt shaped sweater, but I'm sure that these sweaters will be fine. Regarding sizing, I followed the sizing from the Yarn Council of America, but wherever I had a question, I went a little big on the sizing. And I would like to remark too that if you're going to knit children's sweaters for charity and you're close on your gauge but maybe you're not perfect, that's one of the great things about knitting for kids. There's some other child who it'll fit. There's always another child who needs it. So it's been fun. You're not a beginner anymore. I hope you'll stick with the lessons and next learn to use your garter bar. Here's how that green and purple and white sweater turned out all sewed together. And I zoom in a little bit to get a better look at this very unusual self-striping yarn. I was concerned about the self-striping yarn matching up the side seam, so I have turned the sweater so that the side seam shows, and here it is. This is the seam right here, and it's really a pretty decent match, so that was something of a relief. Also, I knew that the raglan seams were not going to match, so I made solid sleeves for this sweater and got away with it that way. I don't think you could use a yarn this busy and have a nice looking sweater if it was just everywhere. Here's the little standard gauge sweater. Now this was a little bitty size 2 that I knitted, and let me zoom in a little bit. It was just a very, very pretty yarn, and I've been a little disappointed in the videos not showing what a nice shade of pink it was. And this particular yarn was also from Hobby Lobby, and I believe that it only used 2 or 3 balls for a relatively small one. I have put the yarn calculations in the pattern on the blog.